Hey, it's Moo here, guys. So Dr. Disrespect just did a live stream, and we're going to go back and we're going to watch it. I didn't catch it, all of it. I caught a few minutes of it and had to go do something else. So I'm going to sit and watch some of it and kind of react and see. It's titled The Truth. So let's see if Dr. Disrespect finally gives us what we wanted, his 2 cents on what happened in his side of the story. So let's go and see if he digs himself out of this one. Shall we? I don't know. I don't know what to think. Like I said, I didn't catch a whole lot of it. So we're gonna take this journey together as a family and see how this goes. And yes, I switched to DuckDuckGo so we don't have to sit through all the ads this time. I thought we had his side of the story with the fucking Twitch thing that he did, his big thing on Twitter, the X, where he came out and he said, with a minor, inappropriate, with a minor. Is that not an admission of guilt? So I kind of want to know if he's going to try to play off jokes, because that's one thing that crossed my mind, is if you're joking with someone inappropriately, but it seemed a little more damning than that. I'm not going to wait here for 4 minutes. Come on, man. Okay. Neat.
Ready for the show.
Alright, let's hear your truth, dog.
We gotta wake up. What has been happening? What has been happening in the video gaming scene, champs? Can anybody tell me?
Well, you've
Got
been
what
on
games we're playing
vacation.
today? I got Black Ops 6 beta lined up.
That's
I
not
don't
what
know
we're here
anything
for.
about it.
So he didn't even do the alpha test. He just did the
I don't know
beta.
anything about it.
He already looks stressed. There's no way this isn't a further admission of guilt, or it wouldn't be a 5-hour stream.
Doc? Jump on Wordle? God, man. On a day like this, why would I even...
Okay, can
Why
we
would I
just...
entertain the idea of playing the Rise of Jackson?
Okay, listen, I don't care, man. Get to where you talk about what's going on. This is what we're here for. Okay, this is not going to be admission of guilt, so I don't know where he's going. No one does this before they say, I'm a pervert. At least he's keeping it in character.
Doc, they took away our memberships. We'll get into it.
Okay, we're starting with that.
Rerun.
Any day now.
I mean, you guys get the point. See, the whole goal is to get it within the first 3. Right, James? You get your points. Not a big deal.
Let's move along, sir.
Not a big deal. First one to 30 wins a lot of cash. Just remember that. That's how that game's played.
Are we going to talk about what happened? I want to hear the truth. What's the truth?
That's how that game's played.
I feel like he's about to set us up for something here. I caught a little further in the stream than this. I didn't catch it when he went live, so I didn't follow
Yeah,
him.
just keep ignoring
I don't
it.
follow
Putting
him.
up this act. God.
There we go.
I'm so concerned and worried about everyone else's problems except mine because I'm dealing with a deeper depression.
And that's what I thought. He was
I like to
baiting.
project. Oh, chance. A lot of people donating. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. You know?
Dude, if I was interrogating this guy, I'd be furious.
Are you
I'd be
nervous to be
irritated.
back?
Well, I would be if I were you, dude. Especially if you're going to
After
incriminate
what's
yourself
transpired
further.
over the last couple months, am I excited to be back to this
This is
type
about.
of world?
It was a little further than this, I think. Pretty close. What I caught was a lot of this.
Man. Oh. So glad you're back. Hey, I
Is this
appreciate
YouTube
it.
about to shut him down now?
It's good to be back, to a certain
I don't think they let him go for 5
We
hours
gotta
if
figure out
YouTube's going to
this
shut him down. They're pretty
monetization
quick.
thing. So September 25th is basically when we can reapply for partnership on YouTube. You know?
Oh, okay. So YouTube hasn't
People
kicked
ask,
the curve
do I,
completely.
now that you're not getting monetized, you're not going to be streaming ever again, or you're on YouTube, are you? There's an opportunity to reapply.
So,
Right?
not just that. I'm going to tell you something now. Streaming is kind of a drug, dude. Because, especially if you have interaction, and the doc has interaction from his audience, no matter what. There's going to be people that want to see Doc stream. Like, I made that video about him after seeing his tweet, basically confessing. And here I am watching him again with it. All you had to do was title it The Truth. Because this is something we've been wanting to see for a while. And I'm like, you know, and obviously we're not live. This is off his YouTube. He left it up there, which is, I don't know what to take of that. So, I feel like he wouldn't have done that
September 25th is the date. So in the meantime,
if there wasn't a good reason for it. But I don't.
we'll do what we need to do. I enjoy my time here on YouTube.
That's about where I
You
think
know,
this is
we've
about
built
where I
a
started.
nice, strong community for years. This is where we started. 16 years ago? 2008, I think. You know? I like my time here. And I like the community. We've got the best, realest gaming community. Right? The Champions Club. And we've built it on this platform, and this is, and if there's an opportunity to reapply for a partnership, and there's a
I'm going
date
to
that's
get a
been
cigar for
presented
this.
to
I
us,
can already tell.
then I'm going to take it. In the meantime, like we always done,
So he's going to keep
Always
reapplying
stay
for
in our lane.
monetization.
we'll stay in our lane.
So he's going to say something. He's going to try to worm his way out of whatever's going on.
You know? For almost 4 years, Champs, the public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension.
Here
I
we
guess
go.
since you all
This is about where I had to go.
missed the point with my personal statement,
Here we are.
maybe
This is
it's
where
time
I-
to tell my side of the story.
This is the reason I wanted to do this
Huh,
video.
James?
Because I heard about this part and I said, nope, I'm going
See,
to
there was a
go.
lawsuit
I got shit to
pending,
do.
and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case.
As is the case.
I respected those rules.
Well, Twitch lost a lot of money in that lawsuit.
My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then,
Yes.
as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement.
As is the case, yes.
However, if one side violated that confidentiality,
This is what I was
then the
waiting
other
for.
side could respond. And again, Chance, again, I respected all the confidential obligations.
I mean, I would too if I felt guilty.
But apparently Twitch's own disgruntled employees didn't feel the need to abide by those same obligations.
Well, that needed a bunch of money on it.
Cody Connors,
Fair enough.
ex-Twitch employee, wasn't even
Okay. I want to address that. How much money would it take you to look guilty and not say anything if you were accused of something? I guess at the time he wasn't accused of anything, so he shut up about it. None of this stuff had come out. So the arbitration is, hey, part of our agreement is, with a settlement, none of us will talk about it, and we're going to give you a shit ton of money to scurry along down the road. That's what that means. That's what any kind of lawsuit that you're involved in, and it's a large sum of money, the company you're suing or the business you're suing, part of that arbitration, part of that agreement, especially in a settlement, That company's like, hey, we're going to pay our dues, we're going to pay our amends to stop everyone from talking about it. Because all that is bad publicity for one company and something someone else can turn around on them. It's better just to be quiet. But with the Cody guy, he just named him by name, which is great, and just said it out there. I know the guy's name's been out there, but he made it very clear who it was. Twitch did open the door, because the guy was working for Twitch, opened the door for him to talk. So, you know, but how much money is it for you to keep shit? Because part of my settlement would be, no, I'm going to get to talk about this. You can cut some of that money off, but my face is on this. I guess at the point it's different because he wasn't being openly accused. But if that's part of the lawsuit, you would think you just want to be shown that you're not guilty of talking to a minor on a lens, right? I don't know. Maybe that's the case.
Involves leaks, Twitch's reported reason.
Yeah.
Years later.
Fair.
Cody, why do this? What was the point?
To make money, dude. To make money.
This was settled professionally. And you knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me in 2020.
Leak the reported...
I mean, for what? Cody, why? Did you not know the repercussions from spewing lies about the two-time?
Lies.
Did you not know the repercussions of accusing me, Cody Connors?
Bro, you said it.
You see, you don't know shit, and it was obvious from your tweet. You didn't have any first-hand knowledge of my dispute with Twitch.
Okay, so why did you say...
You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was sexting a minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is?
I have said that, Doc.
I do. And yeah, I used Twitch as Whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone.
You said inappropriate.
You also said the word minor, Cody.
So did you.
I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement.
We know.
Edited, etc. Just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, Jess. When you and all these so-called journalists, Cody, fired off your tweets, did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages?
Oh.
You didn't.
Why did you say minor?
Neither did any of these journalists, and neither did Twitch at the time of the ban. You also tried to tell the world that I was trying to meet up with this user at TwitchCon.
Wait a second. Doc's own tweet said it was a minor. Is he saying that this person was a minor when they first talked? And it was a fan that messaged him, and he messaged him at first. It was like, I'm a minor, and he was like, okay, you're a fan, whatever. And then the person became an adult, and he was inappropriate with them? Because now he's saying it in the sex, but inappropriate and sex are two very different words. They mean two very, very different things. Minor is an important key here, because he used that word himself. Where's he going with this?
You're wrong. Let's set the record straight.
Please.
I never intended to meet
Please.
this user ever. We never made plans to meet at TwitchCon or anywhere else,
You
and
already
in
said
fact, we never met
You said that.
in person ever.
We know. You said that.
Your bullshit accusations gave false courage to other former Twitch employees to make shit up as well. I suspect all of you sort of planned and coordinated this attack.
What is he doing? Okay,
These
so it's a
big-time
big...
publications, these journalists, these
This reminds
various
me-
outlets are sort of
This reminds me of an old Saturday Night Live skit where I want to say it was Dana Carvey was playing Johnny Cochran. It was Johnny Carson. It was supposed to be Johnny Cochran for the OJ case. And he's like, it's a big conspiracy. No, it was Dana Carvey, but he was live on stage doing stand-up. That's what it was. It wasn't that Johnny Carson skit. It was something he was on live on thing. And he's like, you know, OJ made it sound like there was this huge conspiracy against him. He's like, George W. Bush, hey, we're framing OJ in on this. You know, that kind of thing. If you remember that punchline. That's what this is starting to sound like to me. Like he's trying to play that game of, it's a big conspiracy, everyone's out to get me, they made it look worse than it is. But he said, was there a minor involved? Yes. Were there inappropriate messages? Yes. He said it in his own tweet. He even edited it to add it in. He just admitted to doing that. So now he's saying, at the time of the tweet, Okay, I want to. Yeah, let's get the rest of his.
Gossip channels now. Don't you think, Chance?
I'm definitely
Hey,
a gossip
everybody's a
channel,
gossip
bro.
channel.
100%. I'm not a journalist. I'm a
Without any
gossip
real
channel.
journalism and real research happening.
I do a little research, just not
They
much.
report on all this based on leaks from 2 former Twitch employees, one
100%.
of whom was supposedly on the trust and safety team. If these anonymous sources worked on the trust and safety team at the time of my Twitch
Yeah, I need
suspension
another
in
cigar.
2020,
You guys keep watching.
then you would hope they would tell the truth. But apparently that's just too much to ask. If these former trust and safety team members, and by the way, I know exactly who they are, actually have first-hand knowledge,
He just threatened
then what they conveniently left out is, 1, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally admitted that the whisper messages were not sexting. And 2,
Okay.
Twitch's trust and
So what were
safety
they?
team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child sexual abuse material CSAM. I'll say it again. Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images.
Well, then he said, okay, so now he says he
Cody
did.
Connors and these other anonymous sources are trying to paint a picture that I was exchanging sexually explicit messages and photos with the Twitch user. That never happened.
I didn't hear
I
photos.
even used the word inappropriate
Yes, you did.
purposely. And
Okay.
look at how it's defined by everyone, Chance. Huh? Including
Oh,
defaming
this is-
articles.
So he is doing what I thought
I'm
he was
sorry,
doing.
but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place.
Okay.
I mean, how would each of you look if all your private DMs, your text messages, your chats were looked at, dissected, and taken out of context by someone who is deliberately trying to find something inappropriate in those words?
It's hard to take Doc
This is not a
seriously. I want to see
situation
Guy
where we can
Beam
publicly
address this
accuse
without the
someone of
mask
wrongdoing. That
and be
never
himself
happened here.
and do this.
We're talking about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal!
Oh.
You see, I engage with my community.
Oh.
I engage with other streamers. And through Twitch Whispers, I communicate with Twitch users. Conversations that consisted of a variety of playing games and gaming politics, content creation, random stuff. This was the extent of my whispers with this Twitch user.
He admitted to making inappropriate comments
On June
because
21st,
they were talking. Is what he's
2020,
saying.
my ex-Twitch partner manager learns that I exchanged whispers with the Twitch user. And I say ex-partner manager because for years,
We don't work with Twitch anymore, dude.
this guy didn't do anything for me, my community, or my channel. For years. I'm talking no front page love. We're talking about the face of the platform. Right? Literally. The face of the platform. And I know Chance's Club remembers this. We got zero front page love on the website.
Fair. That's
He
true.
was never on my channel. He didn't follow me on Twitter.
I know the feeling of that, though.
He
But
didn't
I'm
even inform us about Twitch rival tournaments. We're talking about two-time. Twitch rival tournament. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you want to play in it? We got zero support from this guy.
He was never in a Twitch
And it
rival
was just
tournament?
so obvious that he carried a grudge against the two-time. So after we signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager. And just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with getting me banned.
Oh! I wonder if this is true. I wonder if this is accurate. I wonder if he's being
The Twitch
honest
user
here.
tells the ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. I'll repeat that sentence one more time just in case anybody missed that one. The Twitch user tells this ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch.
Okay.
But this ex-Twitch partner manager encourages the user and even
How do you know
directs
that,
them
though?
to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told them clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no
That's how he
photographs
knows
were
this.
exchanged.
Because that's why he said before, he did say he already knew all this.
2020, Twitch's special operations team receives and reviews the user's report. they find no issues and determine that it did not warrant any further escalation to Twitch's law enforcement.
That's why
response team.
That's why Twitch lost the lawsuit right there, or had to settle whichever one it was.
That would have been the end. That should have been the end. But that partner manager, oh boy, did he had it out. He had it out for the team time. He finds out that no further action will be taken, so what does he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team. He escalates the report to a friend on Twitch's LER team. So a day later, on June 25th, the LER analyst pulls the entirety of the whisper messages and begins discussing them with his director of the LER team. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time and does not have access to their computer or work files. Let me just remind you, I went through a multi-year.
Okay, so
Big time.
all of that, in case you're wondering, because we know for a fact this went to court in some way because of the lawsuit. That's how he knows this information for sure, because both parties during discovery are privy to whatever evidence or lack of evidence the accusing party has. So the accused doesn't have to sit there blind. That's how the law works in this country. I don't know where you guys are watching from. In the U.S., when you go through trial, there's a discovery period where the defense attorney and the prosecutor and the judge all get this information that they can agree on what constitutes and is accepted in and what is not accepted in as evidence. The judge decides those things during an arbitration or a conversation between the prosecutor and the defense attorney, or the defense team, probably team in this case, because of how much money is on the line and because Dr. Disrespect obviously has a lot of it to use. So he would have all of this information through his attorneys. Before this case was even over, he would know what the accusations are. They would have to provide the evidence to him, to his team, or his defense attorney, whichever route he went, and they would sift through it and say, hey, here's how we're defending against it, etc. That way you're not flying blind, because you have a right in this country to face your accuser. So at this point, for it to go to a legal issue with Twitch, for it to escalate to law enforcement, their law enforcement department, what he's saying is they would have to have a reason to send it to law enforcement, because they are obligated by law to send that up to law enforcement, and it never did, is what came out, and that's why there was never any criminal charges brought against him. In case you guys were wondering, I know there's a conversation that went up, are there current charges pending? The answer is going to be no, because at least with this in discovery, if what he's saying is true.
Time arbitration. Okay. And we discovered lots of stuff. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time. The LER analyst cherry picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the whisper messages to this director. Now, if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't.
Fair.
Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch. Twitch submits a report to NCMEC. You guys all read those little articles, huh?
Yeah.
The NCMEC. Twitch submits that report. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the
Statute of
report.
limitations is 8 years.
As far as I know,
For that.
they didn't
I believe
escalate
it's 8
Twitch's
years.
report.
With a child crime, I don't think there's a statute of limitations.
Mind you, the same people that made this decision
Anymore, they used to be.
admit internally that the messages did not constitute sexting. The same people that made this decision at Twitch admit internally
I mean, he
that
could
the
still be under
messages did
investigation.
not warrant any child sexual abuse material charge. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me, while admitted they did not perform any legal analysis of whether the messages exchanged were legal in any way.
Oh, that's another story.
Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received.
Now he's saying age of consent
Twitch
again.
makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me without ever interviewing me, the user, or any other third party, including the partner manager. Fuck!
Here's a problem. He just said age of consent. There's a big difference legally between a minor and someone with the age of consent when it comes to morality, when it comes to law. Was this person a minor, being under 18? A minor is listed as being under the years of 18 of age all through the country for certain things. There are certain statutes, limitations. The term minor is specific. So while there's a question of like, are they as a consensual age versus are they a minor? That's a big difference, especially morally here. Now, I know people get hung up, and I've seen the argument before about him, well, he cheated on his wife. That does not, plenty of dudes cheat on their wife and don't hook up with little kids, bro. There's a huge difference there between being unfaithful to your spouse and being a kid toucher. Just say it like that. Make it nice and soft terms there, right? Nice, just pat it out for you. He's arguing about something that doesn't, it's almost like he needs to either say they were not a minor or nothing. He does say it was completely out of context and they were of the age of consent. So I have this rule when I stream, especially if someone's underage, I don't game with them, and if I do, I don't make any of the jokes that I would normally make with any of my friends that I know are adults. And there's a huge reason for that, because those kids are underage, man, and that's totally inappropriate. It's grossly inappropriate to make jokes at all with a child. And my kids, have they heard dirty jokes from their dad? Absolutely, dude. Would I talk to one of their kids from their classmates that way? They might hear me say it at a barbecue. Am I going to exchange messages with them? Probably not. And by probably not, I mean fucking never. I might ask them, they might send me a message, hey, I'm so-and-so from your kids' school or something. I'll be like, oh, hey, thanks for watching. And then I'm going to continue to make jokes that I normally would with my friends. At that point, they're a viewer. I'm not having a direct conversation with those kids. I'm still doing the streaming job, quote unquote. And that's the thing about Dr. Disrespect. He's in character all the time, like right now. Again, I would have rather seen this from Guy, not Dr. Disrespect. I would rather address this as an individual who's been accused of shit that didn't happen before. And I fought tooth and nail for that crap to get wiped away because I didn't fucking do it. Period. You don't jump around and say, well, maybe, this and that. No, you either did it or you fucking didn't, man. So what did you do? Did you tell a dick joke to a kid? Like, what was the goal? Or did this kid maybe hear a joke in like a group chat or something? I don't know how Whisper worked because I never used it. It's gone now. I don't know the whole thing here. None of us seem to. I'm kind of like up in the air about this, man. I really want this guy to be telling the truth. I do, because I don't like the idea of a kid getting victimized ever. And I don't like if this guy really worked so hard to get to the level that he's at to be that person. I want him to be a sincere person who wouldn't hurt kids. I couldn't give two fucks about him having an affair. Just to be straight up with you. That doesn't affect me or how I view him at all. When it comes to hurting kids or animals, that's a whole different story, man. We're on a different page then. It's not even morally in the same at all category to me. So I don't know if everybody's still hung up on that one, but let's leave the infidelity aside. That doesn't mean shit. We're talking about him having inappropriate conversations with a minor. He clarified it wasn't sexual, it wasn't sexting. So now you what? Told a dirty joke? Say you told a dirty joke, I would 100% give you a pass. I don't agree with it. I think it's a bad idea, obviously, if that's the case, because it caused all this problem. If that's not the case, dude, and you just told a fucking dirty joke, just say you told a dirty joke. What's so hard about that? Say I was falsely accused, nothing sexual, nothing explicit. I told a fucked up joke, or I have a creepy sense of humor sometimes. Yeah, it's odd, but at least I can kind of understand why you would do that, man. I took my kid to see all sorts of weird movies. Now that they're older, like my oldest daughter, she's almost an adult. I've taken her to see whatever, as long as it's not too explicit, They're going to hear more at their school than they're ever going to hear from me, a stand-up comedian who's their dad. They don't watch my content. They don't go to my shows when I get on stage. I don't want them to because I'm talking about stuff. Sometimes I'm talking about them in embarrassing ways. But anyway, let's hear more of what he has to say, because I'm unbelievable. This has been unbelievable, all of this, including your reaction, to a degree. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Words are important, guys.
I'm not going to get into every detail regarding my legal case.
Buddy.
But these former Twitch employees that claim to have first-hand knowledge, they just don't have a clue. They didn't report any facts.
Like I said, words are important. He's not getting into every single detail of
the judge in the case determined that the whispers were not illegal.
So there was a judge, okay, there's a judge for the lawsuit.
So then why did Twitch use these messages again?
Okay, well the judge agreed. That's good.
Why did Twitch treat the docs so differently from their other streamers?
I would like to see the judgment on it. I'd like to see the court paperwork that says... I mean, obviously nothing was found wrong because the judge would have absolutely kicked it to law enforcement.
Unfiltered. The realest motherfucker in this industry.
If the judge says it, that says it, that's...
Athletic, successful, college degree, college athlete, bourbon, business, gaming, student, beautiful family. And trust me, we've worked hard for over a decade to improve as a person, a husband, and father, and to get where we're at today. I mean, I'm in such a good place. Today.
I don't know, today you look pretty
shook
up.
Like so
understandably, if you're telling the truth.
I'm not perfect.
Agreed. I'm not either, dude. I suck.
I don't claim to be perfect.
Well,
sometimes I do.
Yeah, sometimes.
But I also didn't do all the shit that they're saying I did.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear.
But then that doesn't make a story, right? They wanted media attention. The media wants controversy. And by sensationalizing all this with big and accurate headlines like sexting and sexually explicit, you all got what you wanted at the expense of the due time. The reality is, they wanted to cut down the doc. Plain and simple. Take a look at some of these horrendous acts of Twitch streamers that were never banned. I've got some examples right here. Example number one.
Okay. Who?
A streamer that frequently used the N-word while publicly streaming, which constitutes a violation of Twitch's policies if accompanied by hateful intent.
True.
Twitch scheduled a meeting with the streamer to assert his intent to determine whether his conduct was a violation of Twitch's policies, ultimately determining it was not a breach of Twitch's policies.
Okay, so...
Why wasn't I called into a meeting? Why wasn't my intent taken into consideration?
You were talking to a minor.
Example number two. Streamer was reported for discussing doing things with deceased animals and discussing pedophilia, all while live streaming. Never suspended, but instead given a multi-million-dollar contract.
The irony of that, we're kind of discussing that right now.
Streamer was reported for a sexually explicit stream involving children and telling children to send Snapchats of them playing with themselves.
See, that's illegal.
Never suspended, but instead,
that's jail time.
Given a multi-million-dollar contract.
I want to know who these streamers are, man. Are they still going? Is this real? If you guys know who these are, put them down in the comments below, please.
Personal bias against the doc. And used all of this as an opportunity to terminate my contract. Go back and look at the timing of all this, too. The doc's termination lines up with two preferable, profitable, and expensive streamers leaving Mixer.
So that would be...
As soon as Twitch knew that Mixer had failed, go look at the time. These other expensive
I only know that because I was streaming on Mixer at the time.
Platform. So Twitch rushed through its decision to terminate the tune time. You see, I shouldn't even be banned from Twitch.
So is the argument he had too much money so they needed it for two other content creators? Well, I guess if they're bringing the Mixer crowd in, still...
On so many levels.
Business-wise, I think they do it differently. Do that
now
differently.
2024.
Do that differently. I didn't speak well there. Okay.
And Cody Connors, I just have to say it again. Why would you do this? Like I said, this was handled professionally.
I really wish I could see this guy's eyes right now and tell us how serious.
But because of you, Cody, we just lost. Unfortunately, we have to lay off people from Midnight Society.
I thought he wasn't with Midnight Society anymore. I thought that they mutually agreed
Because
to
he
go
knew
either. Was I wrong? Did he go back? I guess if Midnight Society saw what was going on and he's like, hey, they might have fixed that, mended that, if it was true. Because he probably would have shown them the documents. So the burden of proof isn't on him, but I really want to see his point, his evidence. Because the burden of proof is 100% on the accused, not the accused.
Attack me with false accusations. No. For all these doc haters out there too, oh man. The ones that project and project and project and project and worry about everyone else's problems. Right? I can't understand that mindset. I could care less. We've always stayed in our lane. But somehow, some ways, people, they just get in our lane. For all you doc haters, I'm sure you'll dissect all of this and still find a way to publicly criticize me.
Hey, I'm not a doc hater, man. I don't like guys that hurt.
I'll say this isn't for you. This was for my team today, my community, my friends, La Familia, that have supported me. And I'm not denying the exchange of whispers, champs. I'm not denying that to all of you out there, it looks bad. I have no way of knowing if the producers thought our exchange of whispers was inappropriate. If it was, I apologize. All I know is that I never did what Twitch, Cody Connors, or the public is claiming that I did. That's it. I'm not saying anything more about any of this. Right? Unless I need to, because trust me, I have more I haven't disclosed.
Which means he's going to say more in the future.
I just want to get back to what we do best. Put on a show. And climb our way to the tippity top of the mountain. In our own lane. That's it.
I know that's not the end of the stream. It's a 5-hour stream. We're not watching the whole thing. I ain't trying to make a 5-hour reaction video. And I'm guessing that is it. Okay, he goes on to gaming. Here's what it looks like. Look, guys. All right. A lot to unpack with this. Let's see if I can collect my thoughts here in a cognitive way, in a way that makes sense. What he's saying is that the way he worded that tweet, which is the whole reason I made my first video about it, or my video about it, basically saying put him in the wood chipper, which is what I think we should be done with pedophiles. Straight up. I'm not apologetic about that, and I never will be. He's saying that was bait, is what my brain goes to. He does finally directly say, none of this shit's true. He comes out with some pretty good arguments, but he doesn't show us any receipts. We don't see the court dockets, which we don't need to. If the judge looked at it and found that it wasn't something worth looking at, then there's no reason for us to be able to even go and say, hey, aside from that tweet. I can kind of see why he would word that tweet that way if he's not the kind of guy that is used to dealing with legal stuff. Because I would have been way more careful in how I said that. Or I would have been way more blunt. If he was just trying to goad people on, like he posted that meme of the chessboard with him playing chess and the other people playing checkers. And we're playing checkers against the mastermind playing chess. Then I mean, that's some real high-level chess. And I hope he would have cleared all of this with his attorney. I'm assuming he would have, or he would not go on to say any of this. It sounds like there is no investigation of him. But this, I don't know the exact statute of limitations on investigation. I believe there is no statute of limitations on inappropriate abuse of a child, ever. If he's just telling jokes that are screwed up, bad form, absolutely. And I believe I said this before, or at least I have in the conversation. I don't know if I said this during the last video because I don't go back and watch any of my crap usually. Then bad form, but not the same. And I have to look at the fact that I jumped in on this with that tweet being the evidence, because the side that's accusing him never provided us any evidence from anything aside from I used to work at Twitch, take my word for it, be at my concert so I can sell tickets. I'm looking back and I'm kind of mad at myself for not waiting longer. The question is, do I think we need to pull Doc away from the wood chipper? And right now the answer is yeah. I do. I would have preferred to see that be addressed by Guy Beam, not Dr. Disrespect. At the same time, I could tell he was kind of teared up there, and I think that's why he kept his sunglasses on. I don't think he wanted to break character because he knew he was going to keep streaming, and I think that it was going to fuck things up if he did. At least business-wise, strategic-wise, that's probably for the better. In some ways, I'm kind of torn. Some of the things he said kind of rabbited around. I think overall, I think I owe Dr. Disrespect an apology, man. I might. I'm not going to give him one yet. I kind of want to see where it goes now, because this has just been one weird thing after another. The same thing with Mr. Beast. It just goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I owe an apology. We'll see. In the meantime, what do you guys think? Let me know in the chats, in the comments below. Chat. I'm not streaming. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about all this. Do you think he was sincere? Because that's what we're going off of at this point, is sincerity. He definitely brought up some things that he wouldn't have brought up if the court wasn't involved in a way that made him look innocent, or that made clear that he was innocent, that vindicated him, if you will. So then, what was the conversation that they called out? What was taken out of context? I would have loved to know that, because I know he knows that. And he even alluded to, and I'm 100% sure he's not going to drop this completely. It's going to come up again, so he's going to bring up more. If he really has more, which he does, if he's sincere, he's going to bring up more facts for us, or whatever we can construe as facts. He's not obligated, again, to show us anything. At all. He was the accused party. The accuser needs to come out and give us facts if we're going to keep going down this trail of Doc is bad. He's lost lots of money, and if he's innocent and he lost all that money, I hope he gets it back 100-fold. Because I know he does have a family. I have no doubt, even with his, quote, infidelity or whatever, that he loves his family. That guys make mistakes. A lot of us out here might judge him for it. I don't. I don't know what his marriage is like. I don't know what his wife is like. I'm not going to say anything negative about her. I'm just saying, maybe she beats him, man. I don't know. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying we don't know the behind the scenes of that, so I'm not worried about that. He works in an industry where children are your bread and butter, man, in a lot of the ways, like Mr. Beast. Dr. Disrespect is more geared towards an older audience, for sure, but he knows that kids are going to be around. Messaging a kid in Whisper, probably not the greatest move, even if especially if he's telling the truth. And I'm sure he'll be much more careful with that for fucking ever for the rest of his life after this. And I do sincerely hope he's telling the truth for a lot of reasons. And if you're going to approach this the way I'm trying to approach anything, I hope you feel the same way, because you're not guilty until proven that way, man. You're innocent until proven guilty, not the other way around. You can't be, because people can make accusations about anything. Does it make good content? Absolutely. Do I regret making the video? No, I regret having made it when I did and not making this one now. Would it have swayed me then? I would have approached things way differently in my view of the subject. And again, I'm not friends with Dr. Disrespect. I've never been in a lobby with him. I don't watch his shows very often. I've seen his streams very often. I've seen some of his stuff. I've watched him here and there. but I've never been really super involved. I do watch quite a bit of Tim the Tatman here and there, and they've played together. And no, I'm not Tim the Tatman's brother. For fuck's sake, leave me alone. 2 people now have asked me that. Why? Why would you ask me that? Anyway, digressing. Let me know what you guys think overall, though. Try to save the serious vitriol and approach this in an intellectual way. You have to do that kind of void of emotion to get the facts. He's not going to be able to do that. The accusing party won't do it. Twitch isn't even the accusing party here. To clarify, we know that, or they wouldn't have paid out a fat lawsuit. I don't know, man. That's my 2 cents at the moment. I'm sure there will be more. YouTube is just a plethora of tomfoolery. But, you know, something to think about. If you're in this business, if you're in this idiom, I'm not in the business, I'm just doing it because I like to do it, obviously. Then you got to think about these things, man. Something to just run through your brain. Do you want to be on his side of it one day? And how would you want to be treated if you were accused of something you didn't do? Would you want people to give you the benefit of the doubt? Because no one ever does that. I went from doing that to not doing that completely to now doing that again. I don't know, man. We'll see as time goes. But in the meantime, this is not an apology directly, but a possible apology to Dr. Disrespect in the future. I'm Moo. Later, fuckers.